Good afternoon, everyone. Happy year of the wood snake. It's going to be a twisty, topsy-turvy year. Coffee at record prices. Cows, ergot tripping in the fields. Animals frozen, natural disasters. And now ChatGPT just got replaced by AI. Oh, who had that for their bingo card? The rest of 2025 is going to be unusual. So let's take a look at it. And out in Asia, happy Year of the Snake, Lunar New Year is upon us, 2025. And as the snake twists and turns, so shall our year. Events intertwining. Well, this is some interesting snowdrift here. Haven't seen that before. What kind of pressures could create such a thing? Sort of looks like longest constellation in the heavens at the tail. Is that an owl? Wow, a lot of symbolism in this one. Speaking of stars, I got one here from the field manual back in the 1950s, how to use an analog watch as a compass to find your direction. Point the hour hand at the sun, and the difference between where the minute hand is going to give you your south direction, at least in the northern hemisphere. Reverse that in the southern hemisphere. You never know. Everybody using your Apple Watches, sorry, can't use this technique. You're going to stay lost in the forest. Speaking of lost in the forest, egg shortages. Egg shortages. Speaking of that, Georgia is going to stop exporting all eggs and all chicken, and they are one of the top producers in America. Get backyard chickens now for a steady supply of your own eggs and perhaps some broilers just strictly for meat. You can check out Joel Salatin, how they use a movable cage for that so they get fresh greens every day and can also refurbish your land. A lot of people hearing about coffee these days, record prices. Colombia having a spat with the U.S. This is nothing about tariffs. This is about nervousness. These were already near record highs anyway, but this time it absolutely definitively smashed through, without a question, the highest prices ever recorded for coffee. This chart here taking it back to 1972, the inflation. And does that look like a snake to me? I'm already beginning to see the year of the snake in this chart right here. I believe so. They've even circled the head for you. Now, I want to put a little context in on this whole, hey, it was Colombia, this is what's driving the price. Colombia is way down at the bottom left at probably the 7 o'clock position where it says 8% of global production. The rest of the world also provides us coffee. Plus there's an enormous amount in the warehouses around the United States. So this whole thing about a one-day news report was just used to jack the prices by the traders. Now, how will this in turn be used by the coffee shops to charge you more money? That's the question we all need to ask. Brazil, largest supplier, staying in the southern hemisphere, jumping out Pretoria, South Africa. Going to have to import hundreds of tons of grain this year because normally as an exporter themselves, they didn't grow enough. They've had adverse conditions, drought and cold. A drop of that last sentence there, 22% in domestic production. Ouch. Can you imagine the United States going down 20% in production? That would drive world markets. Nobody likes getting older. One of the biggest reasons why is because our muscles become weaker, making the activities we used to enjoy more difficult to do and less enjoyable. But what if you didn't have to get weaker as you got older? What if you could actually become stronger? Celebrity fitness trainer Tony Horton says he's found a way to turn the impossible into a reality. It's a method anyone can do that takes about 1 to 2 minutes a day, and within a very short period of time you can start to feel stronger, probably healthier than you have in years. Health experts have long believed age-related muscle loss is simply an inevitable aspect of getting older, but Tony Horton says he's found a much more effective way to help you fight age-related muscle loss and even build new muscle. In fact, the results have been so remarkable, Horton is now the subject of a short report detailing exactly how his body strengthening method works. It's online for free for the public to view and share. Go to tonyprotein.com/adapt now to watch the video yourself. That's tonyprotein.com/adapt. Or click on that link in the description box below and find out now. And the same news stories continue on the maize prices, record highs, and then look at this, over 50% from the previous year. That's a pretty big spike, 50%. Imagine if your food rose that much in a single year. Oh wait, it already has in many a place. It just keeps going up and up and up. Remember those beautiful 2018-19 prices? Yeah, I wish I could get those back. And staying in the past, Ergot, our favorite form of natural happiness, explained away some of the trials in the 1700s. It was Ergot. Why would I even bring that up? Well, cattle production, another excuse why it's going to decline. Ergotism. What does it do to your livestock? So they're saying already that cool, damp conditions in spring, which they're expecting now, along with warmer temperatures in the summer, which they're expecting, you're going to get this perfect combination where grasses become infested with ergot. So watch this to hit your news. The animals are not able to get up. So think about that for a second. Now your, what would be considered free-range grazing animals, they're going to say, no, too much ergot out in the wild grasses this year because of the exceptional cold strangeness that we've had in weather patterns, and throw in a little volcanic drifting dust in there. You're not going to be able to graze your cattle. You can only buy approved feed that's already been tested that there's no ergot in it. Watch it. They're broadcasting the move already in advance. And one of my favorite pictures from the blizzards through Louisiana, aside from the snows on the sunny beaches with the lounge chairs covered in snow, I showed you this picture a couple videos ago where they were rescuing all these sea turtles that were just, bobbers out literally in the Gulf. Too cold, stunned to do anything. This was all Florida, and these are the ones that they collected in Texas on the beaches. That is amazing, and I've never seen anything like it. The cold stun of these turtles. But then we swing down into southern Florida, into the low 50s, the lizard line. That green line is where all reptiles actually stop moving because it is too cold for them to function. Burmese python, iguanas, and here's your low temperatures for the 27th, well into freezing. And this is what the Native American Seminole Indians called the Great White Rain when it started to rain and freeze through the Everglades for several years in a row. In the middle 1600s, it's back again. And remember, it's a survival food. Iguanas, definitely usable meat there. A lot of people barbecue these up. That's an iguana that you're seeing right there. And if you're offended by that, this channel is not about cat videos. It's about survival, financial survival, and getting you ready for these changes that we see on multi-century cycles. So toss an iguana on the Barbie. Bringing over here crypto news, CoinDesk 2025, CLSA, putting this one out of Hong Kong. I'll read it for you here. The year begins with cautious optimism, liquidity-driven, sort of modest gains through the rough green. Snake climbing into a vantage point on bamboo. However, youthful vitality akin to garter snake testing the limits, gets on a branch that's not too strong, falls in early spring. By mid-year, the fiery energy of the brown tree snake suggests a potential surge, lifting markets to heights not seen in a long time. Would that be the peak of the bull run? Not sure. Summer stagnates, heading into autumn, decline. Minor setbacks, but ends with renewed momentum. Perhaps this will be the Bitcoin reserve announced for the world. Not financial advice, just looking at tea leaves in a bowl, predicting 2025 and the year of the snake. Another one for you here. Silver refineries in the United States are backed up more than 3 months. That's a big wow. Something's happening out there. Could metals rise this year? And off of insights, if we go way down to the bottom there, for miners developing projects in the U.S. such as Liberty Gold, Arizona Sonoran Copper Company, there's going to be a revision of National Environmental Policy Act permitting faster processing, meaning get that gold out of the ground. We're going to use it for something. This year is going to bring changes. And another huge, Los Angeles, California, what the smoke looks like after the storms pass through and started to extinguish part of that eerie looking. And speaking of eerie, along the Great Lakes and into the Northeast U.S., absolutely going to get smashed with incredible cold coming up over the next few days. Let's take us through January 30th. And they haven't really been in on the freeze fest, but here it comes. And taking a look at the Great Lakes ice cover here. This is the thing that prevents lake effect snow. If your lake is covered in ice, there will be no lake effect snow, but anywhere you see blue is open water. All the gray and black is iced over. A lot of lake effect snow on the way as well, another paralyzing event. Different way for you to look at here. Canadian Ice Service putting out the Great Lakes ice coverage. Red is complete cover on this map. White is zero cover. And the blue is some sort of density in between. So you can start to see it is finally getting to the point where the slush is turning into ice, and this is what you get along the shores, the slush. This is almost like a giant freezy that you might buy in the summer, a Slurpee or something. And for the rest of you looking out into February, here comes the next super freeze. It should be arriving around February 6th in just about a week from now. So prepare to wrap your pipes once again deep south into Texas, and a year of the snake bringing us more surprises. As I say, it's going to be an interesting year. Whoever had ChatGPT losing its job to AI. And those of you joining me on Patreon, I just released a new video yesterday talking about turning off the windmills during the winter storm that hit Ireland and how much that is going to cost citizens there. And if you're not with me on Patreon or Subscribestar, patreon.com/adapt2030, subscribestar.com/adapt2030. Be part of the journey as I do exclusive videos not available here on YouTube. So I appreciate you listening and spending your valuable time. I'll bring you more information just like this next video. Bye for now.